Challenge, produced in conjunction with the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Hi again, everybody. Hope you had a safe and happy Halloween. John Holt with Dan Murphy, back at the Woburn Bowlerdrome, still early in the season, and if you're just tuning in, this season some changes to review, Dan.
That's right. Well, of course, we still have the $1,000 pool out there, and Dan Gauthier accomplished that feat last week, so he'll take the entire $1,000 with him at the end of the season if no one else does that. But we have bonus money each week for the bowlers now. 3 consecutive marks is worth $50, $50 for every consecutive mark in that string after that in the same game. And we know John knows all about that. He picked up a few extra bucks last week.
John Zappi, we'll talk to him in a second. He's the reigning champ, looking for 4 in a row this week. But first, as always, we meet the challengers. Standing by with Trina Fernandez. Trina?
Thank you very much, John. And today our challengers are Rich Moran and Peter Flynn. And it's actually a really heartwarming story. Rich's dad bowled with Peter for years and years, so you grew up knowing Peter, is that correct?
Oh yeah, growing up watching him bowl the Pro Tours, the state tournaments, everything, TV roll-offs, everything he could bowl. Peter, we idolized him, and I don't know, it's just great to be a part of the show with him. It's great to get on with him.
Well, I know you're excited to be here yourself, and you have quite a big crowd of family and friends rooting for you. How does that feel?
Feels good. It'll probably be kind of crazy up there when I throw the first ball, but afterwards, hope we can block it out and just throw some good balls, I guess.
I think you'll be able to do that today.
Give it a shot.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And Peter, long road back for you. Yeah. You had quite some medical issues for several years, but now you're feeling better and you're back on top of your game. How you feeling?
Absolutely. Feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. I finally feel like I'm starting to get back there. Feels pretty good to be here.
And you said that all your friends and family were so excited to see you bowl on TV again that they've been going around telling everybody, come watch Peter.
They're mostly my girls' friends. I don't have very many friends.
I don't believe that.
No, it's true. They're all it's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Well, welcome back. We're all glad to see you here healthy and ready to go. All right, big crowd here for these two guys. Back over to you, John.
All right, Trina, thank you. John Zappi, our reigning champ, 8 marks in a row in that last game a week ago, a 2-game total of 312, a record for this show. You were in the zone.
Yeah, it was just an unbelievable day. I couldn't believe it myself. I just kept throwing the ball in there, and, marks kept coming, and, I was fortunate to come out on top.
2 good challengers today. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the challengers match right after this on CN8. Back in Woburn and all set to go for the challengers match, a 1-game match. The winner to take on the reigning champ, which is, of course, John Zappi. And we will start with Peter Flynn, who comes complete with plenty of fan support. He's overcome some serious medical obstacles, and he's with us today. Glad to have him.
Kind of an auspicious start. The 1 and the 9 pins. A tall, lanky left-hander.
Joining us from West Newbury.
Does a lot of his bowling out of the Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, Massachusetts. And a disappointing 5 start for Peter.
With all the support he has today, it's natural that he might be a little anxious to start. We'll see if he can settle down in the second box using lanes 35 and 36 as usual here at the Bowlerdrome. Takes out 5 that time.
Peter's one that never leaves anything in the bowling bag. He fires everything. I do my instructor schools. I always use Peter as an example of your backswing. Unorthodox, it comes up perpendicular to the ground. But he has that God-given talent. He can get away with that. It's not something we teach, but it works for him. Arguably, probably one of the best Candlepin bowlers for a number of years until his medical problems took that away for a while.
14 for Peter, a 5 and a 9. Now we get our first look at Rich Moran from Nashua, New Hampshire. Big righty, misses to the left, drops 4.
That close to a spare, leaving the 10 pin And Rich does most of his bowling out of the Academy Lanes in Bradford, Massachusetts.
Gets all 10, so a 10 box for Rich to start with. Early 5-pin advantage. Should bowlers get 3 marks in a row, new this season, they'll win $50 and $50 more for each consecutive mark after that. We also have an audience participation segment we should let you know about called our Strike Challenge. We'll pick someone from the audience to go between games 1 and 2 of the championship match. Chance to win today, $175.
And our first mark of the match off the ball of Rich Moran in the second frame. Leading by 6 now, plus the fill on that spare.
And because it's just 10 boxes, Peter's going to have to strike right back to stay close early.
Well, he's got a similar shot, the 1, 3, and 7, but no wood to help Peter. So he's got to be split the 1 and 3, have the head pin take out the 7, or be to the left of the head pin and have the ball carry him off the head pin for the 7 pin. It's going in the inside. The wood came off, and it's a great spare by Peter Flynn.
We'll see if that gets him going. Mark in the third. Deep breath. Here's the fill.
Off target, just 4. Oh!
Back-to-back mark.
Wow. A little hop, skip, and a jump there on that ball, but it was caught enough with the head pin to clear everything away. Take a look at the pin cam. Great shot at this spare by Peter Flynn. 2 in a row. Chance for bonus money next time he comes up. Rich fills his with just 3.
But 10 again. Staying up.
Pesky 10 pin for the bowlers.
On 9 boxes, he misses to the left.
So his lead is now 4 pins. However, he's got a spare already posted in the 4th by Peter Flynn. Oh, and a big strike to match that spare.
2 marks apiece for the bowlers. Flynn with 2 spares. Moran a spare and a strike. Peter looking to make it 3 marks in a row for bonus money.
Well, it's going to be a
strike.
It's going to be a great shot. The 1, 6, 7, 10. No wood.
Here's a chance for his 3rd spare in a row.
Got a chance. Oh, that close.
No on the 7, but very close. Looking to get every pin, and he does. 10 bucks. Up to 54 for Peter. Through 5, halfway through his game.
Well, he get his first strike. Everything but the 7.
A little more difficult for the left-hander here. Going after that 7.
Exactly right, John. And of course, it's make this would keep the pressure on Rich Moran to keep marking as well. He's got a nice little guide now, according to the pin cam. Although now it's moving away a little further. Might be too far away to help him. He'll have to go right at the 7 pin.
Got it. 3rd mark. All spares. 3, 4, and 6 for Peter. Now this is Rich after the strike.
He pulled the ball to the left on his spare. Let's see if he can make that adjustment. And right back in the pocket. Leaves himself 8, 9 pin drop. Leaves himself the 2 pin. And all kinds of lumber around it. Got a nice guy. Should be no problem.
Got it.
Spear on strike for Rich.
He's meeting every challenge that Peter Flynn puts up in front of him. Leading by 8 plus this ball. Chance for bonus money. 2 in a row for Rich Moran.
A mark would earn him $50 and a chance for more.
Oh, that was as good as anything he's thrown today. And he leaves himself to 5, 9, and 10. Couple pieces of wood. He'll use the wood out in front. I would say something's going to have to come off the wall. If he comes up high, he might leave the 10 pin. If he goes down low, he might leave the 9. So he's going to need some of this coming off the wall, I believe. Wow, I don't know what got that last spin. Did the ball keep going? I didn't catch that, but that was a $50 ball anyways. The ball took it out, as they tell me from the truck, and that gives him $50 in bonus money. Here's a replay. Ball comes off the... Oh, they told me wrong. It was a piece of wood. They're not that good in the truck.
Back to Peter. That's a nice fill of 8. Now he's looking at the 110.
Piece of wood behind the head pin. Could help him with that 10 pin.
Be his 4th mark in 5 boxes.
Oh, missed the head pin.
Bowling well is Peter, but Rich is just bowling that much better right now.
Well, starting with a disappointing 5 box, a lot of bowlers would have cashed it in one game and think that was the end. But Peter is such a fighter.
That's a 9, and he is up to 81 through 7 for Peter Flynn. Operating in the 8th box.
All 10, and that's what he needed. He's trailing by some 15 pins. The box is completed. Rich Moran can't let up. Working on a string of 3 in a row. Remember, every mark now will be worth $50 more.
Leaves the 4 horsemen right, looking at the 1, 3, 6, and 10 for his 4th consecutive mark. 5th in the last 6, if he can get it. $50 more. Of course, a week ago, as we mentioned in the Open, John Zappi had 8 in a row. Moran working on 4 in a row now. Goalposts, 7 and 10.
Okay, we may have a little scoring error on the scoreboard. Yeah, 10-pin difference there on Rich Moran's score, but we'll check that. 7-10 is will be worth $50 more if he can play the wood out in front. Yes, a great shot. 7-10, 5 in a row.
Racking up that bonus money and padding that lead.
There it is, the replay. Great shot, using the wood effectively for the 7 and the 10.
Back to Peter after the strike at 8. First part of the fill gets him 7.
1, 3, and 7. Piece of wood should help. If he catches the head pin, should make it.
Yes.
Spare on strike.
He's looking for $50 with 3 in a row. The fill.
Oh, yes. And another strike. Keeps his hopes alive here. $50 in bonus money.
Earns 2 more balls as he knocks down all 10 in the 10th.
Of course, if he throws this fill as a 10, we'll give him another $50 in bonus money. But this could make Rich Moran throw a mark in the final 2 frames. 139 is the total. Yes, you know, we got a problem with the scoreboard. It's 139. As you folks can see, we have a new scoreboard, and we've got a few little quirks with it, but we'll get it ironed out.
139 for Flynn.
I'd love to blame it on Earl, but
Rich
it's
looking
new
to
to
make
Earl
it 6
too.
in a row on the marks.
He's got to pin out. Oh, that might do it. Another $50 in bonus money. 130 plus the ball. Needs to get to 140. That will be enough, I believe. Yes, it is.
Terrific challengers match.
Unbelievable. It's already at 145. More importantly, it's another $50 here if you can convert the 1, 2, and 10. Be for his 7th consecutive mark. Gonna get it? Almost. $148 to 139 is our final.
9-pin win, 148-139. What a super challengers match. Rich Moran and John Zappi for this week's championship when we come back. We were treated to a terrific challengers match, 148-139 victory for Rich Moran over Peter Flynn. Now on to take on the challenge of meeting John Zappi for the championship. Rich will watch to start, the champ going first of 2 games. We take the 2-game total, and talking about 2-game total, Zappi had the record last week.
Absolutely.
312.
He might have locked himself up one of the top 3 spots for the final show.
Starts by dropping 7, leaves that head pin.
Of course, at the start of the show, I mentioned last week that Dan Gauthier accomplished the triple strike against John Zappi. So not only did he win last week, but he survived the triple strike. That's hard to do in 2 games.
He'll be open in the first. Coming up between games 1 and 2 of this championship match are strike challenge, audience participation. Pearl Cluck will go for $175 if she can roll a strike.
That's right. And this, the strike challenge is brought to you this week by Woburn Bolodrome, right here, the home of the Candlepin Challenge. 40 lanes with bumpers, birthday parties. Also put on corporate parties if you want, fun and games in a family environment. So come down and visit Woburn Bolodrome, one of the many ICBA, International Candlepin Bowling Association members, and this week's sponsor of the strike challenge.
Leaves the 2 and the 4 as he operates here in box 2. And the lefty marks his first of the match. Not a Rich, who had 6 marks in a row in his win in the Challengers game. Earning some big-time bonus money.
Yeah, a couple $100 there in bonus money. And he's back on the head pin, assaulting that head pin through most of that first game. Leaves himself to 5, 9, and 10. Piece of wood in front of the 9, 10. He's got to catch the 5 pin, and maybe a piece of the wood.
Gets the 5 that time, but only the 5, so it's an 8 box. You can see the sign behind him, Go Uncle Richie. Good family support on hand. Terrific crowd today. The first call to the Earl of Bowling today. Cue the music.
Here he comes.
Little running start, and oh, there you go.
Watch this as he glides over. Oh, tremendous. That was a 10.
Like a gazelle. So Rich is going to be open in his first 2 boxes.
Barely nearly matched the mark put up by our champ John Zappi, but left that 9-pin, converted it for a 10.
It gets him to 18. Of course, Zappi had that mark in the second, so take a look at what he did a week ago with those 8 marks in a row. 2-game total of 312. Won $300 in bonus money that one string. Nice fill a 9. Leaves the 10.
Did pick himself up $50 in the first game too, so he made himself a good piece of change. $300 for winning last week, and he's got a tough spare out in front. You'd almost play the one in the center here, Karen. This one might snap off the one in front of the 10-pin might snap off the wall and miss it. And he's going after that one, though. Yes. Of course, I have the advantage of the pin cam.
Gets the score up to 38. Now Rich in search of, John in his fourth box. Rich in a second in search of his first mark.
Well, it was a difficult spare in the 2 and the 8. These are the 2 pins you remove. They have a half Worcester to the left, and it seems so easy to do when you got 10 pins up there. But when you only got those 2, very difficult.
Only the 2.
Now, before you people start writing in and telling us that Earl made a mistake on the scoreboard, it's not all his fault. We got a few bugs to iron out in the new scoreboard, but trying to improve everything. Everything is looking fine at this point. It's when they get a lot of marks in a row that the thing gets a little confused. I'm assuming that's what gets confused. I don't think it's Earl.
Here's Rich now in the third. One, 9, 10.
Of course, what it does is put a lot of pressure back on me to make sure the handwritten scoreboard is correct. Of course, I haven't made a mistake in years, so probably pretty reliable. As reliable as a computer, probably. What's everybody laughing for?
Rich.
1, 9, and 10 left. It should be a piece of wood next to the head pin. Should be a help for him on the 9 and the 10. Yes, it is. Great shot by Rich Moran.
Spare in the third. First of this game for Rich.
I thought he almost went too far left. He did catch enough of it, though, and finally the 9 and the 10 go down. Now the spare Phil.
7.
Drop 7, 7, 9, and 10 left. Naturally, he's going to use that wood out in front of the 9 and the 10. And almost use the one to the farthest one to the left, I believe. But let's see what he decides to do.
Didn't get
How could he
far
do
enough
that?
to the left.
How could he pick out that front piece of wood and not knock anything else down? So 4-pin advantage for our defending champ, John Zappi, and the lefty is back up there again.
Box 5, first of 2 games. Our straight challenge with Pearl Cluck from the audience coming up after the completion of this game. Leaves the 4, 7, 6, 10.
Going to try to snap the wood in front of the 6-10. I'll probably go right at the 10-pin. He's going to try to go inside.
Five boxes for the reigning champ. Just that one mark. Came back in the second.
That's where I would have gone the first time. Almost converted it.
4 9 boxes and a 10 box. Of course, 3 9 boxes, a 10 in the spare where he had a solid fill. 56 through 5. Looking at the
1, 6, 7, 8, 10.
John going for his 4th consecutive win, and it's difficult to do to tie them together.
It's a familiar sight, that 9 box for John Zappi. To Rich now, the 5th. Has that high single to his credit of 180.
Rich back full on the head pin this time.
Earl on the scene once again.
See, he didn't have to jump over that many lanes. He knew the camera was on him. 4, 7, 10. Tried to snap the 4 into the 7 and come across for the 10. Not quite. Both bowlers waiting for the other one to light up the scoreboard.
Rich certainly off his pace of that 148 game he bowled to win in the Challengers match.
He got one of them. I thought he might get the 9-pin as well, but it's looking pretty good right now. 9-pin, a piece of wood in front, another piece of wood just to the right, and another piece way up to the left he wants to avoid. Not a problem.
His second mark. 2 spares for the challenger, Rich Moran. And John Zappi keep his title. We'll come back to complete game 1 right after this on the CNA Candlepin Challenge. Back for the conclusion of game 1 of 2 in the championship match. Want to correct Rich's score from that first game as we tweak our scoring system today. 147 is what he had to win 147, 139 8-pin victory.
It has been corrected. If the truck would like a shot of that later, just let us know. We can do that for them.
John Zappi now, 7th box, game 1.
Drops 5, leave the cluster in the left-hand corner. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. It's looking not good if that wood stays out in front. It's blocking him. It looks to me like it's blocking him for the object pin, which would be the 2-pin. I don't know, from that angle, maybe you just carry him off that. Might help him. Yes, it does.
Yes, indeed. Two spares now for John Zappi.
You see a replay. Just catches enough of the wood. I think the wood comes off the wall. Well, it was coming anyways, but another mark, his second mark of the match. Both of them spares.
Big Phil.
And it is a big fill. Leaves the 4-pin. Trying to make it 2 in a row.
Yes. Finding his game is the champ.
I always knew that John Zappi was an excellent Candlepin bowler, but he made a real believer out of me last week because he just kept plugging away, and to survive a triple strike, just amazing. 8 marks in a row. Meanwhile, Rich Moran that close to a strike.
The 3 was rocking, but it wouldn't go.
Big 9 fill on the spare, though, trying to go 2 in a row.
He does it. Look at the bonus money now as he steps in. $50 for 3 consecutive marks and bonus money of $50 more for each mark after that consecutively.
He's going to do that. This time he's going to earn that $50. 2, 4, and 6. Try to split the 2 and the 4, or go inside and slap them off the left sidewall.
Got just the 2. Another pin to his total. Moran up 4 pins, but Zappi's got this ball to add to his box 8 score and a chance at $50 in bonus money. It'd be his 3rd mark in a row. Just a few minutes away from Pearl Cluck stepping in from the audience to try to win $175 with a strike. 4-7.
And this for $50.
Not as natural as it would be for a right-hander. Let's see if he can do it.
Yes. He's got it.
The champ heating up.
Gives him 112 in the 9th, plus this ball. Still room for another $50. And he'll shoot the same shot, the 2, 4, and 6. However, he's got wood in between.
Can he make it 4 in a row? Open to finish with in the 10th. First of 2 games, we will remind you. That'll get his score to 129. Solid game 1 score for John. Now Rich to finish, 9 and 10. Half Worcester left, the 2 and the 8.
Again, I'd like to thank Al and Ed Ganji, Woburn Bowlodrome, for sponsoring the Strike Challenge this week. So if you're in the area, set up a birthday party with them. Beautiful facility for all that. League bowling, 40 lanes available for you.
Just a 7 box. Right now he's down some 14 pins. Excuse me, yeah, 14 pins. 9 complete. Opposite a 10 box here in the 10th.
Oh, wow. Oh, there we go.
Got it late.
I was going to say, that was a crasher. That was buried in the pocket. And it looked like he was going to be left with a 6-7. Thought the 7 might go, but Wood came out, took on the 6.
Obstacle looking at the pin cam as he shoots for number 7.
Yeah, especially for that right-hander. He's coming in from that angle. Let's see if he'll try to get by that or come up high in the wood. Yeah, he got by it and missed on the right, which is remarkable in itself. There wasn't that much room.
129 for Zappi and some 114. We'll get you the score again when we come back and have our strike challenge when we return.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. I'm here with Pearl Clunk, and she's our lucky audience member. And you've got 3 balls, Pearl. You got to do your best job. How you feeling today?
I'm very, very good.
Good. How do you like that T-shirt?
I love it.
All right. So Pearl told me
And
she's
my
already.
shirt.
It's your shirt. She's already won because she got the T-shirt. So now this is just all gravy. All right.
Right.
Do your best. Okay.
I will.
I'm gonna go up this way.
All right, Dan, we're all set. Pearl Cluck stepping in. Chance for $175. That spare gets her 50. She'll have a chance at that spare. Otherwise, it's $1 for every pin she knocks down.
Oh, they're right behind her, that crowd. Hey, this is looking good. Oh.
One more ball, $1 for every pin. That total, by the way, will go up to 200 now for next week.
She asked if she could keep the shirt. I told him, yeah, you can keep it.
And that's going to
be
miss
$5.
$5 and a T-shirt for Pearl Cluck. She certainly did survive the Comcast Strike Challenge. Again, next week, $200. It's as simple as being here in person. Tape 4 shows at a time, so you have 4 chances if you throw in your registration card when you get here. And chance to be part of that Strike Challenge brought to us this week by the Woburn Bowlerdrome. All right, game 2 now of the championship match. Rich Moran with some work to do. Down 129-114, 15 pins to start. So it's a 9. You're going to need some marks to inch closer here in this deciding game 2. If he can bowl like he did in that Challengers game, which is fine.
Oh boy, right. Push the head pin straight back. The 1, the 5, and the 8 pins. Spread eagle plus that 9.
Same spot. At the start, Rich wanted in game 2. A 9 followed by a 6. John Zappi shooting for his 4th week in a row as champ if he can win here today. Takes out 6.
1, 2, 4, and 9. A couple pieces of wood in the back should help him with the 9 pin, but must catch the head pin with this ball. I dare say that John has probably missed the head pin with the first ball more today than he did the previous 3 weeks.
Still, it's a testament that he's in the lead, just how consistent he can be following up. So he matches the 9 from Rich in the first.
Oh, backdoor.
10 gets the strike. Sends the early message to his challengers. It's going to be a tough road for
Looks
Rich
like he's
Moran.
going to be left with a 2 and 4 here, John, and then a piece of wood knocks the 4 pin back into the 2 for the strike.
Nearly an answer from Rich. Leaves only the 9.
And a difficult piece of wood out in front. Yeah, you heard somebody in the background. Look it over. There you see. He's going to have to be far in the left-hand tip of that piece of wood, I believe. Enough to catch it. Spare in the 3rd.
Crucial fill. Only 4. .36 has not been his lane so far in game 2. At the 6 and now the 7 on 36. And Rich Moran is at 36 for a total through 4 game 2. The champ working off that strike in the 2nd. try for the triple.
Well, he had it thrown against him last week by Dan Gauthier, and he would love to take a little bit of change out of Dan's pocket. If he could throw another one here, he'd have a piece of that $1,000 bonus for the triple strike pool. Good.
Looking at the 210. Wood partially behind that too. There's another piece floating in between. After the 2, but can't cut it into the 10. Solid 10 bucks. Champ in good shape.
It's a 66 after 4. Scoreboard showing 68, so.
Rich looking at 2 pins.
Yeah,
Kingpin in the 7.
Yeah, a piece of wood out in front. It's, well, he's going to have to turn it somehow and have something come off the wall. Oh, great shot.
Mission accomplished.
Very nicely done. See how actually come off the right side wall? Yes. For the 5 pin. Oh, boys, fills, disappointing fills so far this game.
Narrowly followed it up with a spare. Nice recovery. That's a 9 instead.
Which gives him 57 through 6. Our champ cruising along now with that double strike. Leading by 30 in this game, and of course 15 in that first one. Boy.
Just targeting the king.
Nothing around the king to protect it either. It's all alone. Got it.
John Zappi in cruise control at the moment. Two strikes, then a 10 box, now a spare.
Spread eagle.
Got the 4 and the 7. Still looking at the 2, 3, 6, 10. So he cools off a bit with the 7 box, but still in control in the lead, looking good to retain his title. Back with the final 4 boxes right after this on the CNA Candlepin Challenge. We go down the stretch, final 4 boxes, and John Zappi, the champ, in terrific shape. His overall lead at 45 pins with 4 boxes to go. Rich Moran first here in the 7. Five up, 5 down.
Oh, good effort there. Leaves a 7 pin.
Throws the wood into it. Be enough. $10. 2 marks in this game, but the fills were disappointing for Rich.
say it owed him that. That time he missed the head pin. He got his best spare leave the entire game. And he's been hitting the head pin pretty well. Just too full. And you can see all woods in play. I think he can get right straight at the pin. If not, I would take the one on the left.
Oh, went to the right instead and couldn't pull it off. $77 through 8 in this game for Rich.
You got a lot of room here. You got to do a lot of work here. Come on. 5 in a row to go out.
John Zappi in the 7th. Looks like he will retain his championship, barring some unforeseen developments here. On the head pin to get all 10. Fourth mark for him. Third strike in this game.
You see the pins, as long as you keep the pins around, they're going to knock a few more down, and that's the ideal situation. Keep the pins around. Missing the head pin that time, though, leaves himself the 1, the 3, 7, and the 8.
Ten more pins. Overall lead now at 54. Consistency has been the hallmark of John Zappi.
Again,
What will now be his 4th straight championship.
Yeah, again, Rich is on the head pin again this time, but leaves himself again a difficult spare leave. He's got room for a triple strike on the end.
Put forth a memorable effort in that Challengers game. Picked up some big-time bonus money and advanced. Decent day overall for Rich, but not good enough to take down the champ.
4-7-8, triangle in the left-hand corner left for Rich this time.
And that'll end his day. 96 in game 2. Total of a 210. 2-game score. Zappi already at 245 through 8 boxes in game 2. He's got 2 more to go to add to that score.
Next week's challenger is going to be Bill Colombo from Spare Time Recreation in Whitensville, and he'll be taking on Brian Crowell from the Fairway Sports World in Natick.
He's rocking a little bit. Of a decent 2-game score, more than decent, but nowhere near approaching his show record, 312 of a week ago. Looking at the 10. Gets it. Adding nicely to that total. Bonus ball coming up. Already ahead by some 40 in this game, too. Six more. 142 to 96 in game 2, and overall he wins by 61 pins. Back with a wrap-up after this.
Back for the wrap-up with our champ, John Zappi. Now, 4 weeks in a row, really dominating today, a 61-pin victory.
Yeah, at first when I was throwing the ball, it didn't feel too good, and then it all just started working for me. Got a couple breaks here, and off I went.
Dan?
I mentioned you probably missed a headpin more with the first ball this week than you did all 3 weeks,
yeah.
the previous 3 wins.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I noticed that myself.
Well, we'll have you back next week. Good luck.
Thank you.
John Zappi continues to be the champ. He'll be back with us next week. Hope you are too. That'll do it for the CNA Candlepin Challenge.